It's important to adopt an intersectoral approach because the complexities of the world continue to grow. We have issues such as climate change, maternal-child health issues, food security, emerging infectious diseases. All these are beginning to overlap, migration. So we need to have a more holistic way on how to approach these issues and come up with some sustainable solutions. And because no one can be an expert in all of these areas, it's very important for people who understand all these issues and their intricacies, things associated with gender, socio-cultural concerns and how they influence these problems, to be able to identify sustainable solutions and share information readily. The transfer of knowledge, first of all, happens more quickly. And with limited resources for research activities or intervention activities, you don't basically have to reinvent the wheel every time. In a lot of regions and trans-regionally, you may have areas that have similarities. They may not be similar across the board, but similar enough where that one successful intervention in one area can be adapted to another, or may need some fine-tuning, but it's a better use of resources, and it builds collaboration and South-South collaboration in particular to strengthen the regional approach to these continuing problems. Well, one of the main issues of the Peri-Milk Project, it's addressing a very pressing issue, particularly here in India and in other parts of the world that are experiencing migration of people from rural to urban areas. And particularly in India's case, this has to translate into quite a large number of people. So when we're looking at the public's health in terms of health infrastructure, food safety infrastructure, people's needs in these very confined settings, and animal needs, I should say. I think it's a novel project and very innovative and very necessary for the time, and it could provide a lot of important new knowledge that could be adapted to other areas experiencing lots of migration, which is actually a concern globally due to climate change. People are moving in greater numbers from rural areas to urban. Well, the International Development Research Center has invested heavily into, well, globally, but particularly in Southeast Asia, and is beginning to extend these networks that it has invested in Southeast Asia to South Asia. It promotes, we're working at various levels. We generally work in three components. We have capacity building, which works at a number of areas. So we're working with various universities, trying to include eco-health curricula for the next generation of eco-health leaders. We are also having many different types of outputs for training of trainers, various trainings in eco-health approaches to, or integrating eco-health approaches in their research. We have activities such as the Field Building Leadership Eco-Health Initiative in Southeast Asia, which is actually investing in fostering organically grown eco-health leadership throughout the region, based on previous investments, but now it's the countries within Southeast Asia that are taking ownership and expanding this new knowledge in ways that they feel will be most sustainable. In terms of taking that from Southeast Asia to South Asia, we are supporting more informal and formal links between Southeast Asian researchers and South Asia researchers so that they can learn from each other, because there's quite a bit of learning, but different learnings to share across the board. And there seems to be a very large interest in continuing to do this.